Hello students and welcome to Standard 9 Geography study sessions. In today's session, we'll see lesson number 2 from our geography part. Last video, we have seen from economics part, lesson number 8, Introduction to Economics. In this video, we'll see lesson number 2, endogenetic movements. What are these endogenetic movements and how they affect the life on the earth? All these things we'll study, but today we'll study first part of this session. Okay, so let's begin with endogenetic movements. Endogenetic means internal movements. Now we are on the earth, on the upper level of the earth. Now inside the earth, internally there are many movements always, and due to those movements, what all things happen on the earth, on the surface of the earth, we'll study in deep and detail. Okay, so endogenetic means internal movements, inside the movement, inside the crust of the earth, inside movements. Okay, endogenetic means internal movements. Here on your in the textbook, page number 9, open page number 9 of your textbook, and let's see what all things are given in this textbook. So one news is shown here in which Nepal devastated. A news is about earthquake which took place in Nepal. What all things happen after this earthquake, we'll see now. Okay, Nepal devastated. Powerful earthquake rocks Nepal, nearly 1500 killed. Now due to this earthquake, nearly means almost, might be more than that, 1500 people were died due to the earthquake. How solid and powerful it must be. The news has come from Kathmandu, the capital city of Nepal. 25th April, PTI means Press Trust of India. A powerful earthquake measuring 7.9 on Richter scale struck Nepal today. Nearly 1500 were killed and over 1000 people were injured in the disaster. Now disasters, when you hear the word disaster, you might have studied one lesson, disaster management. And this disaster management we hear many times, mostly during rainy seasons. Due to the floods which take place, due to these floods, disaster management we hear many times. So disaster means what? Basically, on the surface of the earth, many things take place. For example, floods, heavy rainfall, heavy snowfall, storms, etc. These are disastrous things. Due to these things, and these are all natural calamities. Due to these natural calamities, many destructive things take place on the earth and huge damage to the entire life on the earth. Not only human beings, but the whole life on the earth is affected due to these disasters. Same way, one disaster took place in Nepal. And it was an earthquake. And the magnitude of the earthquake was 7.9 on Richter scale, unit of measurement. Nearly 1500 people were killed, died, and 1000 people were injured. The number might be more than that. Inside these remains, which you can see here in the picture, there are remains of the buildings which collapsed after the earthquake. The remains, inside the remains, under the remains, there might be many people who are crushed almost, buried. So, it's dangerous all. The quake and a series of serious aftershocks delivered a severe blow to Nepal. Not only one earthquake, after that huge earthquake, many earthquakes took place over there. Within few minutes, within few hours. Okay. The tremors were also felt across vast stretches of east and northeast India, as Nepal is the bordering country of India. So that earthquake, it was so huge, so enormous, that in India also the things happened. In India also it was felt in the east and northeast of India. It was also felt in China, Bhutan, and as far as Pakistan and Bangladesh also. So all the surrounding countries, and even in Pakistan, this earthquake was felt and damage took place. The earthquake with epicenter, and now where was the epicenter of the earthquake? Epicenter means the main center of the earthquake. Main center point of the earthquake was at Lamjung. Where was it? At Lamjung, a city in Nepal, around 80 kilometers northwest of Kathmandu. This Lamjung is around 80 kilometers away from Kathmandu, had its impact in several cities in Bihar, West Bengal and Uttar Pradesh also. So it has reached till the center of India, which took place in Nepal. From there it has reached up to here. So inside the earth's crust, the movement spread so vast and so powerful it was that it caused a huge damage. The initial report said the tremor measured 7.9 magnitude. It said the quake hit at 11:40 am in the morning. 11:40 was the timing of this earthquake. Earthquake means what basically? Bhukampa. Local time at a shallow depth of 11 kilometers. It was deep at 11 kilometers. The depth was 11 kilometers down. There were 17 major aftershocks measuring over 5 in the next 2.5 hours. In the next 2.5 hours after this one solid, huge, 17 major aftershocks were experienced there, said an officer of the National Seismological Center in Nepal. Another aftershock measuring 6.6 hit within 80 minutes of the quake. This is the largest earthquake in Nepal after 80 years. It must be very, very huge. India has sent rescue teams immediately. This was a news. Just by reading the news, you can imagine the damage which took place in Nepal. So, due to the internal movements inside the crust of the earth, some movements take place, the force is applied, and due to that force, the damage takes place on the upper layer of the earth. Fine. Here in this picture some other details about the earthquake are given. Read out those carefully and then check out the answers of these questions given below. Let's see. What caused the large scale casualties? What caused? Obviously the earthquake. What caused? The earthquake caused the large scale casualties. What was the magnitude of the earthquake? The magnitude of the earthquake was 7.9 Richter scale. Which country was the most affected by this earthquake? Obviously Nepal. Nepal was the country which was most affected by this earthquake. Where was the epicenter of the earthquake? At Lamjung. Where was the epicenter? The center point? It was at Lamjung. Which are the other affected areas? China, Bhutan, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, all surrounding countries were the affected areas. Next question asks us, at what depth was the focus located? 11 kilometers. Depth was 11 kilometers. What kind of damage is seen because of the earthquake? Because of this earthquake, 1500 people died, were killed. 1000 almost were injured, and in India, see here, 53 people were killed, in Tibet 12, in Bangladesh 2 people. Might be more than that. Fine. According to you, what could be the reason behind the earthquake? Now this question's answer we are going to get later when we will study all these things. Have you ever experienced a similar earthquake? Discuss about it. Have you? I don't think so, because recently there was no earthquake here in our city or in our state or country. Okay. So these were the questions based on this news. Fine. Now let's proceed. What are these endogenetic movements and how they take place? I think in last year's geography you might have studied this topic, but it was in short. Here it is in deep. Various natural events occur on the earth from time to time. Various things happen on the earth. And which are those? For example, floods. Flood means poor. Storms, vadal. Snowfall, heavy snowfall. Barf padne. Extreme rainfall, etc. Many other are there other than these, okay, which can cause damage on the earth. Similarly, because of the movements below the earth's surface, these were above the surface. All these things happen above. Now inside the earth, you know that how the earth is formed, and inside whenever some things happen, the upper layer is affected on a large scale. It might be earthquake or it might be volcano. Okay, volcano means Jwalamukhi. So below the earth's surface, natural events like earthquakes and volcanic eruptions occur. For the organisms living on earth, the whole life, all the living organisms on the earth are affected greatly due to this damage. These events are disastrous, completely disastrous. Damage, huge damage occurs not only to the property. Here you can see in the picture, the buildings are collapsed, so property is lost. But what about the life? We can recover the loss of property at any time in our life. But once life goes, we cannot recover that damage. Okay, so that is harmful for that. There is loss of life and property because of natural calamities. All nature. Once nature is angry with human beings, almost, because we know that human being is the only organism which can make problem to the nature. No other organism goes against the nature. We only go against the nature and we create the problems for ourselves on our own. Okay, so we must stop doing this. So there is loss of life and property because of these all natural calamities. Okay, in this lesson we'll get introduced to these endogenetic, means internal movements. Now here one activity is shown to you. Fine, you all will try that activity and you all will tell me what was the effect of that activity. It's very simple. You have to arrange some notebooks on a table, keep some chalk, duster, etc. on that. And first, in the first activity is told that you have to take out a notebook without affecting the others and you have to observe what happens. In the second activity, it's given that you have to give a slight push to any one book from that and then a hard push. And then what happens, you have to observe. Everybody among you will try this. I am sure you will do this. Okay, and reply me on my personal account. Okay, now some explanation of this activity is given. This is just a sample. These things occur inside and what happens after that on the upper layer we'll see now. Earthquakes and volcanoes occur because of the instability in the interior of the earth. Sometimes in the interior of the earth, inside, there is instability, movements. And due to that movement, what happens on the upper layer, on the surface of the earth, things are destroyed because the force whichever is there, always active, that active force, whenever it comes out, it causes damage. Force is always dangerous. So, earthquakes and volcanoes, what can be the reason? The reason is because of the instability in the interior of the earth. Because of the instability. Suppose this is a vessel, this is a pot filled with water, fine, and I am carrying on my head this, okay, filled with water. Now I am moving with stable steps. Suppose somebody comes and pushes me and I am moved. If I move here, the upper layer, whatever is there on my head, that also moves and the water spills out. This is common sense, okay, general, normal, and we know that, and this exactly happens whenever there are some internal movements inside the crust of the earth. And due to that, the force comes out and it makes destruction. It causes destruction. So, instability is the main reason. This instability is created due to the movements occurring in the earth's interior. This instability is not permanent. It is for some time. But the force is so much enormous that destruction takes place. See there, if you have seen on the National Geographic or Discovery Channel, you might have seen the storms. They are not permanent. They are for very less time, few minutes only, but the destruction which takes place due to them, uncountable. So, why it happens? The force is so powerful that it takes place. So the instability is created due to what? The movements occurring in the earth's interior. Generally, the movements in the earth's interior occur in the upper layer of the mantle. Mantle means the crust of the earth. Inside, on the upper layer, inside the upper layer, the movements take place. Tremendous energy is released by radioactive materials in the mantle. Inside the mantle, there are always many things, and the radioactive materials are there, and due to these materials, energy is released, sent out. Okay, these energy waves travel from one place to another. They travel in waves. They are not stable this way. They travel in waves, and due to such a flow of energy, instability is caused in the mantle. Due to that flow of energy, due to those waves, instability takes place. The movements are classified on the basis of their velocity, direction, and the landforms they produce. So, whatever things happen after this energy comes out on a huge scale, the things which all happen we'll see in the next part. So, in this part we have seen how the energy is created and what happens. A slight click we have seen there. In the next part we'll see the next thing, how they are dangerous for the life on the earth. Okay. So, today you will do those two activities plus whatever work is given to you, you will complete that all. I hope that you have understood well, and thank you.